Hello, it has been so long. At least to me, it feels like it's been so long since I recorded. I hope everyone is doing okay. Mainly, I haven't been recording because life has just been lifing. A lot has been going on with my treatment and outside of treatment, of course. We don't live in a vacuum, so there are other things that happen in life in addition to whatever else is going on with us personally. But generally, or to update, I think the last time I spoke was I had found bumps. So yes, after surgery in May, a few weeks later, I had these bumps that were irritated, inflamed. They would kind of itch and burn at the same time. Went back and forth with my oncologist, and finally they agreed to do a biopsy and found out that these bumps were cancerous. And so my oncologist identified that as a refractory recurrence, or immediate recurrence. And so he then moved me to stage 4. I kind of argued about that. Why should it be stage 4 if it's still regional? I thought stage 4 is when it travels to other organs, external organs. But he said it's still in the skin, which is an organ. At this point, it's now in the skin, which I thought it was even at the beginning. But anyway, it had traveled. So it had come back. So I'm now considered stage 4 according to my oncologist, not to me. But I don't care about the staging processes. I just want to be aggressive in the treatment, and I'm thankful that he was. I started radiation. I finished radiation September 30th. And after radiation, within about 2 weeks, and concurrently, I was doing radiation and taking Kadcyla, the second line of treatment. Unfortunately, I started having bumps here, so right above, along the path, but above where the incision site was, where I had the mastectomy. So, this time he really jumped on it. There was no debating. Went straight to the surgeon, did a biopsy, found out that it is cancerous. What's interesting is that I did scans. I did CAT scans, MRIs, and bone scan, everything, PET scan, everything came back non-cancerous. It means it hadn't traveled to the other organs, thankfully. However, it didn't detect this that was on the skin. So I asked him that, and he said because sometimes if it's too small, the scans do not pick it up. That's what he told me. But they couldn't do surgery because, of course, as the surgeon explained, it's like that game where you hit and the little ball goes in but comes up somewhere else, then you hit and it comes up. You can't do surgery on that. So the best option was radiation and systemic treatment in terms of like chemo, or targeted treatment. So I started radiation. I'll be finishing it soon. I had to do 20 days of that. 20 sessions, which is equivalent to 20 sessions. And then also, my oncologist went back and forth with his team and with me about whether I should be the Kadcyla should be considered a treatment failure, because his argument was that why would I have a new occurrence while I'm on the Kadcyla? And my challenge or my question was, we can't really tell if the treatment is even ineffective, because I was taking it concurrently with radiation. Why couldn't it be that maybe the radiation field or the range did not go far enough to capture the whole area? But his argument was that even if that was the case, I was still receiving Kadcyla, so it should have addressed this, which makes sense. So they concluded I need to do Enhertu. I was trying to avoid it because I'm tired of the toxins in my body. I know they're healing me, but they also impact my heart. This one has, side effects for the heart, just like Kadcyla. So I've been having medications, those HER2 meds, since the beginning. And this Saturday will make a year since I started treatment. So I've been having medications that impact the heart, right? That's one of the side effects that's discussed about these HER2 drugs. So my concern was that, I don't want to just keep adding new meds if I don't need to, but he feels that I need to. So this is a third line. There are a few more drugs, a few more lines before you go to clinical trials. And I'm praying and trusting and speaking I'm decreeing I will not get there. This is my last attempt in terms of the meds because it's going to work. So anyway, I was saying all that to say I didn't want to start. To be frank with you, I am trying to be proactive with my health, but I'm tired of all these. I'm just tired of everything in terms of this whole interventions, but they're necessary and I'm grateful for them. It's a weird dichotomy. Yes, I am aware. So I'm sorry for being spoiled or sounding privileged to some who may not have access to it. I apologize. I don't mean to be insensitive. I'm sharing my lived experience in the moment. So yes, I started today. I was hoping, because this is a week, this Saturday will be a year since I started treatment. I was hoping by this time of year I would be in remission. Obviously that is not the path for me right now, and I'm still trusting, and I'm thankful God gave me those notifications before I started down this path, because it's what I've been clinging to, because I'm literally clinging. I'm holding on to faith so fiercely because that is what I have, and because I've seen people who have their family loved ones say they fought and they had hope even on their dying bed, and I'm like, I have to carry on that hope for them too. I have to bring to my consciousness people who are going through the same journey with me. Although it may not be the same experience, it's the same journey, and this journey is hard, it's arduous, and it requires you to have a positive state of mind. And guess what has been attacked during this whole experience? My mind. I have gone through grueling mental state of like anxiety, depression, being upset, being frustrated, being tired. But I'm like, my body and my mind cannot both be out. Something has to be working. So the body right now cannot go in the ring to fight. So my mind has to go in the ring and fight. And so this has been training grounds in my mind of how to be tenacious and how to fight and how to rise up after crying. You can cry and rise up. And giving credence to all those, like giving validity to all those experiences, but choosing to fight after that. So I don't wear prosthetics. I didn't realize I'm showing it right now until I just saw it. But I don't wear the prosthetic much, especially right now during the treatment period, because I'm getting the radiation in the same area. This area didn't really heal. Even if they say 6 weeks, it takes longer for it to heal after the surgery. And so it's so tender there. And I'm taking medication that affects the heart. So there's a lot going on here, right? And so I don't want to add any irritation with prosthetics in that area. In terms of the lymphedema, it had gone after radiation. I was back to normal, and then of course I had to start radiation again, and so it's built up, and so I have to keep doing the exercises, and it hurts in this area. And then, you know, some pain. I feel some pains every now and then, but they say that's normal after the mastectomy, even months after. And so combining that with, of course, the continuous aggressive approach to treatment, I am still having some tenderness. I didn't miss the tiredness that came with radiation, so that definitely is knocking me out, and I can't afford to be tired right now. I'm thankful that I finished the semester strong, because I also had to go back to work. They say it's a distraction, like a good distraction, but it can also be a stressor. But I am thankful that I was distressed and distracted at the same time. And I had good students. I didn't have any conflicts. I didn't have any issues. And so I'm grateful for that. Everything has been even keel when it comes to that aspect. Of course, you have to work so that, you know, you have to show up in class and teach, even if you're feeling all kinds of feelings. But man, I'm learning that feelings have a place, but they don't dominate and shouldn't dominate your existence. And so that is what the Lord is putting me through in terms of training, is how do you tame your feelings and make sure they're not what always shows up in responses to situations in life. But the facts that you know and the things that are presented to you, feelings have their place, but they are not what should dominate your mindset. So it's a lot of mind training, like a lot of mind training, a lot of growth, maturity that really stretches you to the point where you don't even want to be stretched, but you have no choice. When people tell me that you are strong, I'm like, do I have a choice? I don't know if strong is the right word to adjective to describe me. It is that I keep going. When they say someone is strong, it's like you're being intentional to be strong, but this one I have to be strong. And I'm grateful for my family and my loved ones as always, because they keep me strong. They uphold me. My sister, a good friend Melissa, they did a walk by faith challenge for the month of October, which was breast cancer awareness month. That really kept me strong because I had something to look forward to. Even if I walked for just 0.2 miles, I considered that a win. And so we walked for that whole month and shared our experiences and beautiful, beautiful pictures on WhatsApp. That made my heart keep going. And so I'm grateful for those moments because they gave me something to look forward to and to challenge myself with. So there's always little slivers of hope, slivers of light, slivers of peace and joy that come in the midst of all the heaviness, and that really helps. It really helps. So yes, that's what's been going on. There has been a heavy yoke on me, as with many people, but I am learning day by day to exchange my yoke with His, and by His I mean Jesus, because when I read His word and when I pray, there's such a peace, an overwhelming sense of release, and ability to just keep holding on and keep fighting and facing each day. That's my reality, and so that has helped me grow in that in that sense. And so I'm also bringing to my consciousness everyone who's been diagnosed recently, who's going through the journey, or is going where I have walked, or has walked where I'm walking, and they keep going. I'm praying for them, and I am bringing them to my consciousness to appreciate them and recognize them, and to intercede on their behalf. If we intercede for one another,